Welcome back to Prevent Your Adventure. Tonight, I am in Colchester, Connecticut, at Maria's Pizza Palace. Let me tell you a quick story about why I'm at Maria's Pizza Palace, because I had never heard of it. But a number of months ago, the local newspaper, the Norwich Bulletin, did a review on them. And in all honesty, lately, it seems like every review they do is very glowing. So I really don't know what I'm walking into here. But I looked it up and it looked pretty good, so I put it on my famous list. And so here I am. A little story just makes me think of when I used to read the reviews years ago. They had a woman that had a thing for hand-torn salad in the, hand-torn lettuce in the salad. And that was a big part of her review, whether the lettuce was hand-torn into a salad she got with her meal. I have no idea where that came from. Things pop out of there that mean nothing to anybody. Anyhow, so I'm at Maria's Pizza Palace. I decided to do something a little different tonight. And if you believe that, I've got a bridge I'd like to sell you. So we all know probably what's coming down the pike. I've got their meatballs, which I didn't think to ask if are house-made or not. I got a coleslaw because that said on their on their webpage that it's house-made, and the large pepperoni pizza. So let's set up and dig in. All right. I cut these meatballs in half before I came back. These things are solid. I don't know anything more about them at this point than the fact that they are quite solid. A little bit on the chewy side. So, last time I said that, the next two are good, so let's just try another piece from a different one. Same consistency. Let's try the house-made slaw. Nice. Tangy. In a good way. So I like that. It's a Greek pizza. There's what she looks like. Nice bottom. It's a nice crust. Maybe a quite nice crust. Typical Greek style, though. There's so much cheese, they don't really taste much else. Now, I want to point out, 20 years ago, I would have thought this was top of the line with all that cheese on it and everything. But I don't know if I wised up or I got older and realized what was better. Well, I guess that's the same thing, isn't it? Nice crispy heel. Okay, let me finish up what I'm going to eat, come back, and we'll talk about it. So, what do I think about Maria's Pizza Palace? Coleslaw, house-made slaw, was quite good. Nice tang to it. It was creamy. Just had a lot going on. So, yeah, I liked the slaw. The meatballs ended up being good. Some chewiness, rubberiness, just a little. Just enough so you notice. And it impacts how you think about them. We know I'm passionate about my meatballs. I was not passionate about these. They weren't bad. I liked them. I ate them. They just were quite good. Good to quite good. The pizza had a nice crust. Seemed fresh, chewy. A very, very, very tiny bit of crisp on the bottom. A lot of cheese, as the Greek pizzas are. So, if you like a lot of cheese, it's the way to go, but it just kind of buries the sauce. And I keep saying the same thing over and over. But it's just the way I feel about it. Like I said, 20 years ago, I would have thought this was great with all that cheese, but I've come to realize that balance is what I'm after in my, not in my life, in my pizza. So, there you go. Still couldn't tell you what the sauce tastes like. A lot of cheese, good cheese. Pepperoni. Didn't get much off of that either. The cheese just kind of overwhelmed, which is typical. I'm not saying this place does it different than anywhere else. It just, the cheese on here overwhelmed. So, there you go. So, before I delve into the score, excuse me, I was talking, there's two young ladies working inside, really nice girls. They were really nice. They weren't super familiar with the history of the place, but evidently it started off in the center of Colchester, and 15 to 20 years ago it moved to this location, which is, I think it was like 3 miles outside of the center of Colchester. It was started by a woman named Maria. No mention of Maria's husband being involved. She just said it was Maria. And now Maria's daughter and son-in-law run it. And they told me the daughter's name, but it was not a name I'd ever heard before. It was a nice name. It was like, began with an N. There's no point in butchering it. So, it's been in the family for a number of years. I'm going to say at least 20, probably more than that, maybe much more than that. And still doing a business, so once again, they're giving people what they want. People come here. There's other choices in Colchester, so I don't know, maybe it's more local. I don't know how far people are willing to drive for their food anymore. I'm an anomaly, if you will. Obviously, I'll drive as far as I have to get what I want, but I don't know how far people typically are willing to drive for a pizza. So, I'm struggling here, I don't know why. Let's give it a score, 0 to 10. Maria's Pizza Palace in Colchester, Connecticut. It was good. Between good and quite good. I'll go 7.8. I enjoyed it. Glad I came. Glad the newspaper did an article on them, so I found out about that. I don't think I would have ever known about them otherwise. It's kind of set way off from the center of town. It's on, I think this is Route 16. That's all I can tell you. I'm just babbling now. So, Maria's Pizza Palace, by the way, they do a large breakfast, it looks like, from their menu. They have a large selection of food for breakfast also. So it starts in the morning and it goes all day. I think it closes, I'm not sure if it's 8 or 9. Maria's Pizza Palace, Colchester, Connecticut, 7.8.